And that leaves us only the rumor mill left to talk about, nerds. This week, there are some fallout situations that we must address and that have rumors surrounding them, going into the Star Wars thing that we just talked about. Plus, there are some fresh details on exactly what the Doom plan is apparently going to be in the new Avengers movies. We actually have some a breaking rumor that isn't in my notes proper, so we're gonna have to talk about Daniel Radcliffe potentially being cast in something pretty epic. All of that and a little bit more. Rumors is kind of small this week, so let's do the thing.
Maybe. It's classified.
Welcome, nerds, to the Clips channel. This is the reason why I'm convinced most people watch The Week in Nerddom as a whole. But if you don't know what I'm talking about, over on the main channel, Generally Nerdy, this is a small portion of the main show that I do on that channel called The Week in Nerddom. We talk about movie news and gaming news and comic books and so on and so forth. And we talk about the rumor mill as well, which, you know, that's why you tuned in, because you want to hear all of the juicy gossip as to what's going to be happening in the pop culture sphere of things, comic book movies, comic books, etc., etc. We get into every aspect of the nerddom here as it pertains to what is rumored to be happening, or we're going to kill some rumors, or we're going to shoot some stuff down based on the weakness of the person who is leaking the information, the rumor monger, if you will. So it's gonna be a lot of fun. Let's jump into the rumor mill, shall we? All right, nerds. So let's take a break real quick. New season, new sponsor. Well, not exactly new sponsor. This is technically an old sponsor. Me. I'm sponsoring myself. This season, we're going to be doing a big merch push. Don't forget the Dubby. Dubby's always great, but we have merch. We're going to be doing active merch things, sales and special items and all this stuff. Right now, there are no special items up just yet over at the Spring store. We do have random stuff on the Redbubble store, both of which are linked down below. But if you go check out the Spring store, that's where the Basic Nerd merch line is. So any of your Basic Nerd stuff that you want, basically it's all of the sections that we do the Week in Nerddom in. So there's a gaming nerd, there's a comic book nerd, there's a music nerd, there's a TV nerd, all of the different sections, and then the split sections even. We have a gaming nerd, we have a tech nerd, we have comic book nerd, and a book nerd. That all of these are up in the Basic Nerd line. And then probably roughly once a month throughout the course of this season, we're going to be doing a special shirt in each of those, the section shirts or however we're gonna sell it. I haven't worked out all of the details just yet, but we're getting there, all right? So go check out the Basic Nerd stuff. I super dig it. I think it's just the most simple way to proclaim to the world that you are nerdy in this area, or just generally nerdy, because it says generally nerdy at the back of all of these shirts, except for the zip-up hoodies say it on the chest. So yeah, go check it out. That is, I'm going to have a special, I will have things to show off soon. I need to order the individuals, the samples, and this shirt that I'm wearing right now is not currently up on the store. This is going to come back. It needs to be a little bit reworked because it still has the old logo on it. But yeah, we will be bringing back the Do You Even Pop Culture Bro shirts as a specialty item sometime throughout this season. So stay tuned for that. Go check out the merch, and let's get back to the video. All right, rumor mill. Rumor mill. Confirmations, refutations. Kathleen Kennedy is leaving, but that changes a couple of things. Let's talk about the leaving part. Why I almost didn't want to put this in confirmation refutation. So this has been something that a large portion of the Star Wars fan base has wanted for so long, and something that they have been talking about. Oh, it's only a matter of time. Oh, I have word. You know, you have rumor mongers all over the place saying, oh, she's already on the chopping block, and they've been saying this for years at this point. At the very least, the last 2 years that we've been covering this story as a rumor. So when it finally happens, and the public face of Disney is saying that she is stepping down, not that she was forced out or fired or anything to that effect, but they're saying she stepped down. So Kathleen Kennedy is a little bit older. In Hollywood, that's kind of a sign that somebody's going to be retiring anyway. So if they're saying that it's going to happen and then it does, does that mean rumor confirmed, or does the circumstance really paint that picture for us better? Because if she was gonna leave because she's just done in Hollywood, like if she doesn't get another job after this, if she just lives on her royalties and the money that she has saved already from working at Lucasfilm for so long, because she's been there. She was part of the acquisition by Disney. She came with the company. She was there before it was a Disney company. So like, she's been part of this for some time. It was kind of inevitable that eventually she'd be moving on to greener pastures. Like, if she doesn't go to another company, if she doesn't get some sort of other producer job, I'm going to say this was just the inevitability. This was not insiders having information that was not privy to the rest of us. If, however, she goes and works for somebody else in the movie industry, I was going to say like an opposing somebody who is in direct competition with Disney, but nobody's really in direct competition with Disney these days. So if she goes and works for somebody else, if she goes and is an executive producer, runs some sort of industry or company inside of the industry, then I'm going to say, yes, maybe there was some sort of validity to the rumors that we've been getting for at least 2 years at this point. So kind of sort of confirmation, I guess. But that brings us into new rumors. We don't have any new sources for old rumors. We do have those. So there have been a number of rumors, speaking of the Kathleen Kennedy situation, there have been a number of rumors surrounding that same situation that were, when she's gone, who is to replace her? We have the existing rumors that it's going to be the combination of Dave Filoni and Jon Favreau, or it's just going to be Dave Filoni. We did cover a rumor a while ago that said there's a potential that it could be just Jon Favreau. I don't think there's really much validity to that. I think if it's going to be one of the two of them, it will be Dave Filoni, but we've already had that conversation. And then the other rumored person to take her spot as the number one at Lucasfilm was Kevin Feige. This new source on that old rumor says, yes, actually, Kevin Feige is going to be the one who steps in and takes over for Lucasfilm. I still don't see that happening. There was another rumor that we had, I think it was at the beginning or so of last year, that said that Feige was going to be producing a singular movie inside of the Star Wars universe, kind of stepping out of his lane and trying something different. That would be more believable, but him being in charge of both Marvel and Lucasfilm at Disney, that is a plate too full even for Feige. And we're seeing in recent years that even just the Marvel side of things is a plate too full for Feige, just for reasons we've gone over ad nauseum at this point. So yeah, that's kind of where that sits. Feige stepping over to Star Wars, I just still don't believe it, outside of possibly doing a singular movie. Oh, and then our other follow-up new source, sorry, we're in rumors. New source for old rumor is the evil doppelgangers situation when it comes to, speaking of Marvel, the Marvel movie, the MCU. So just to kind of bring you up to speed, there have been a number of sources, pretty big sources, pretty good quality sources, who have said that the plan for the next two Avengers movies is going to be, obviously in Doomsday, we get introduced to Doom proper, and there's going to be multiversal things that are going to introduce evil versions of the superheroes that we got in the 616, which kind of all ties all of the rumored returns from the actors who played the original 616 characters, right? So Robert Downey Jr. coming back, outside of his role for Doom, coming back as Tony Stark, but an evil Tony Stark, which, again, there's rumor that is Doctor Doom. But then we also have Chris Evans rumored to be coming back to play Cap one last time, that he's going to be Hydra Cap and Steve Rogers, the standard Cap, as well. And Scarlett Johansson also rumored to be coming back to play Black Widow. This rumor says that all of the actors are going to be coming back as their good versions and as their evil versions. And then it expands on that rumor and says that they are going to be agents of Doctor Doom. And not just that, but they're also going to be, they're not going to look evil. So in the comic books, Hydra Cap is black and red, whereas, regular Cap is red, white, and blue, right? So in the alternate versions, there's not going to be any differentiation visually that is going to say, oh, that is Hydra Cap. Oh, that is evil Black Widow. Evil Scarlett Johansson. Evil Black Widow. There's not going to be anything that delineates that visually. So that's going to be the cause for the conflict. And hijinks will ensue, it would seem. So yeah, that's what we got on that update for rumors.
Why do I get the impression you forgot to push the subscribe button? I mean, it's free, so go ahead and do that, and, yeah, okay, thanks. Yeah, thanks. We'll get back to the show now. Okay, bye.
All right, so let's get into new rumors. First up is one that, I don't know, I almost didn't want to put this in the rumor section at all. Could have been put in as news, but there's a caveat to that. So the rumor is Hancock 2 is not only going to be made, but is going to feature to some degree, be it starring or co-starring, Michael B. Jordan and Zendaya. This is all according to Will Smith himself, which is the caveat, because Will Smith really needs a win right now. He needs to start some sort of redemption arc in the public eye. He needs some sort of something to help with his image. And even though like reviewers and professional critic types didn't really dig Hancock much, it sold pretty well. It made money, and that's kind of all that really matters right now in the movie world. Is if it's going to make money, they'll probably make it. If you can guarantee that it'll make money, which it seems that that's how this is being sold to whoever's going to be making. I think Legendary did the first one, but correct me if I'm wrong. So yeah, that's kind of why this is put in rumor, because we're getting it from Will Smith, who kind of lost his credibility when he decided to destroy his career. So we're going to put this one, though, we're still going to give it a pretty high number. We're going to say about 75% likely that we will be seeing Hancock 2. As far as the rest of the rumor with Michael B. Jordan and Zendaya, there's no reason necessarily to suggest that wouldn't happen. So yeah, we'll give it a shot. In the Marvel camp, again, we now have rumor that there are a number of properties of shows, I think these were all going to be, that have been put on hold, quote unquote, which is kind of code, according to some of the rumor mongers who are pushing this rumor. It's code for they've been canceled and they just won't say yet. The shows are Nova, Strange Academy, and Terror Inc. The Strange Academy thing is going to tie into another rumor we got in here in a minute, but there is plenty of reason to believe all three of these are, if not canceled, then definitely on some sort of indefinite hiatus status. So we're going to say about 80% likely with that one. Our next rumor flies in the face of confirmed information we already have, but is being pushed like it is new update to said confirmation. And I have to dig into this a little bit deeper to say for certain, but going off of a gut feeling, I still feel like the original information is correct, and that has to do with Agatha. We originally were told that there is not going to be a second season for Agatha, and now there's rumors saying that there will be because of some quote that one of the producers made. I just don't know the timing between the original statement of there's not going to be a second season to this quote. Is this quote predate the other quote? I don't know the relationship there, because I found this too late in the game to do that kind of research in order to make this episode happen in anything resembling fashionable time. So I'm going to, right now, with the way the information stands, I'm going to say there's about 25% chance that that's likely. I really don't see Agatha making a second season. And then, like I said, we have something to do with the Strange Academy cancellation, whatever, put on hold. There is an X-Men situation in the rumor mill. Let's just put it that way. So again, this is going to tie into Strange. There is going to be, let me step that back just. The first movie after the Avengers Secret Wars movie, so beyond what we have scheduling for. The first movie is said to be the new X-Men movie. This new X-Men movie, according to the rumor, is not going to be an origin for the X-Men as a team. It is, however, going to be, we will see rather, some of the origins of some of the members of the team, just not the team as a whole. So we're going to be coming into the X-Men already existing in the world somehow. That, I think, is the thing that's killing this a little bit, just because we need an explanation of how this team joins in the MCU, because this is a different universe. So we need some sort of backstory. And if we don't get that, I think Feige's smart enough to know that normies out there are just going to expect at least some sort of explanation of how they came into be, which is what this says is not going to happen. So at least for that part of the story, or for that part of the rumor, that's bringing it down a little bit. However, this rumor continues on to say that there is going to be a tie-in Disney Plus series that is going to give us a little bit more of the actual backstory of the X-Men as a unit. But also, this is what is going to take place of the Strange University, right? Strange Academy show that was supposed to be going up on Disney Plus. So it will be the X-Men Academy or the X Academy or something along those lines. That is going to be what takes the place of Strange Academy. So that sounds a little bit more probable. Emphasis on little bit though, because we have learned through years of the existence of Disney Plus that if you put too much exposition, if you put too much weight on people needing to see the show before they go see the movie or play the game or read the book, etc., etc., if that is the priority and not good storytelling in the movie and then the connected movies at large, it's not going to do well. And I think the people behind this know that because they've seen the numbers probably better than anyone else because they're right there with them, right? So all of that being said, while it would be cool from my nerd brain for that to happen, to, you know, you have all of this exposition happen in a series and that series leads into this big grand movie, I think that's a cool way to do things. It's just not what makes money. It's just not what sells tickets. It doesn't sell subscriptions to Disney Plus. It doesn't sell movie theater tickets. So that's not the way it's going to go down. I'll be a little generous and say about 30%, just because, again, it would be cool, and maybe they have figured out a way that they think will work better than what they've done in the past. I just don't see how that's possible. And then our final rumor for this episode, before we get into like housekeeping and all that jazz, is a Clayface rumor. That's right, we have rumor as to who is going to play Clayface in the HBO Max series, and then henceforth be Clayface in the DCU for the foreseeable future, I guess is the way to put that. And that person is Harry Potter. Harry Potter is going to be Clayface. Daniel Radcliffe is, according to very recent rumors, being picked up by some of the bigger outlets, not the trades just yet. Variety, Hollywood Reporter, etc., etc. They have not picked this one up just yet. So it is not, it's not just a well-kept secret at this point. It is still very much rumor, but we have some of the better rumor mongers picking up on this one. So there is a good chance that this will, have a little bit of water to tread. So I'm going to say Daniel Radcliffe, we'll put that one at 65. It's about as confident as I am with until it hits the trades. 65% likely that we'll be seeing Daniel Radcliffe play what I'm assuming is going to be Basil Karlo in the Clayface series. Thank you very much, nerds, for tuning in. If you want to level up your nerdy, geeky, pop culture knowledge, then don't forget to subscribe and do all of the things. Go check out the main channel, Generally Nerdy, for the larger portion. Again, you get all of the sections into one convenient video over on Generally Nerdy. The name of the show is The Week in Nerddom. Thank you for checking out this clip. We will see you next time. Before we go, though, always remember that if it's generally nerdy, probably here.